Thank you, John. Right. So who is unable to connect? How's your connection? Check your connection. Check your connection. Please, if anybody's having issue in the group, please, someone should help out, right? I've pasted the details. I don't know why. Okay, so I'm ready to help you guys with card issues to verify your account, right? So how we're going to do that is this. Whatever is the charge, because normal, if you're to create a payday card, dollar card now, I don't know if you're familiar with that. You know how tedious and expensive it is, right? Before to create a card, you have to pay $5. Calculate 800, I'll be 850 times $5. You know how much that is. After creating the card, you have to fund it separately with another money. You understand? And the minimum of what you can fund is $5, right? So if you're ready to go through that route for yourself, fine. But if you cannot, this is what I'm willing to do, right? I'm going to take each person that are having issues with the account verification or card. So you will log into your AWS or your system. We will use remote connection because of security. I cannot give out the card details. We will use a team viewer or any other remote connection to you log into your browser, your AWS, then I put the details from my hand here into your browser, your AWS setup or registration process. During your registration process, I'll do that from my hand here. But once that is done, we log in and then you put in your own card. You will put in your own card and make it default so that I can remove the card. So I hope you understand. Is that okay?
Yeah, that's fine for me.
Right. Yeah, that's fine for me too.
Okay. So in later days you can work on getting your AWS this thing. But then I'm also open if at any point you have any bill, you mistakenly get yourself charged for a bill at the end of the month, whatever month AWS bill you, and you don't have any means of paying, you don't have a card that supports the payments, because if if AWS should charge you and you don't pay that bill, they send you alerts, they send you your bill invoice. After 1-2 weeks, they'll cancel your account, like they will shut down your account if you don't pay that bill. So if at any point you get yourself stuck with that, you can let me know. We help you with that. So you just have to pay for whatever amount you're being charged. So for the account opening, right, I think it's $1. AWS charge $1 for that, right? So if it is 700 naira or 800 naira, that's payday will charge me for that. So that is what you pay, right, for the card. You understand?
So Promise, sorry to just cut you short.
Right.
So is there a way, after you must have created the account, is there a way you can like temporarily set your account so that you don't get billed? Like, or maybe you can say you don't want to be billed more than $2. So that in case there's a service running you don't know. So is there a way we can set?
Yeah, you can, in your AWS billing this thing, you can do what they call billing alerts and all that. So you can set up some form of alerting in the sense that you can set up AWS to alert you once you a threshold of maybe $1 or $0.05 AWS should alert you. They will send alerts. That's your mail. Yeah, to your mail mostly. They will send you an alert to your mail, whatever you've configured.
All right.
So,
Maybe
but
we'll learn
for configuring, they should stop like a threshold, stop removing money from your card. I don't think that's possible because that's always based on what you're using. If you end up running a service that is paid, AWS will charge you for it. You can't say they should not charge you because you've set up a threshold. No, that's not possible.
All right, thank you.
All right. So, all right, guys. Later, maybe from tomorrow, you guys can maybe after this meeting, I will prompt you guys on how to get started with the how we can connect, then get the verification done for those that wants to use the card, right? So then, okay, let's start. So yesterday, let me log out. I'm gonna log out and log in so that I can explain everything. So let me just use aws.com.amazon.com, right? Then when you're here, you click on console, sign in into console, right? Sign into console. Okay, so I explained this part, the crucial part of this this interface, this login interface. So you can see root user and I am. You can see root user and I am user, right? So what is the difference between these two? Let me explain. Root user has the global admin privilege. Do you understand? Global admin privilege. Why I am user, you can only set a role to this I am user. You can only set permission. You set permission, you configure a permission, a policy to I am user, meaning that while your root user has the global privilege, your root user can do anything inside your AWS account. You can do anything inside your AWS account. Your I am user can only do things based on the permission given to this user, right? So understand the difference, and it is on a business best practice part, it is always recommended to use I am user. Only one person will be in charge of the root user. One person will be in charge of the root user. While every other persons, both the engineers or whoever that will be using the AWS will be in charge, will only have access through the I am user. You understand? So when you join any organization, they are going to give you I am user. So most of you guys will only have maybe programmable privilege or console privilege. Let me explain. Programmable privilege is CLI. You're going to use CLI only. They'll give you the access keys and the token. That is the access key and the token you will use to configure your CLI, your AWS CLI. So that is where you'll be working. You don't have access to console, right? That's called AWS CLI, programmable interface privilege, programmable privilege. Why console is GUI interface, you have the GUI interface. Let me use the word GUI interface. You have the access, the clickable interface. You can click and do whatever you want to do from the browser, right? So that is the meaning of the difference between programmable and console. You understand? So hope you guys are clear.
Yes, thank you.
All right, so yeah, I'm gonna log in with my root user because I am the sole owner of these accounts. I am the one using it. So I don't have any other person. So, and if you watch, once I put in my password, it will ask me for my MFA code. Reason because I've set up another layer of security, so that whenever, if in case my password gets breached, anybody gets hold of my password and my username, you can't log in into my account just like that, which is very important, right? So this MFA, I have it set up. I have the MFA app on my phone already, right? So I'm going to get my one-time password from my app, right? So once I put, even if you're seeing this code now, right? You're seeing the code, right? Once I use it, in fact, whether I use it or not, within few seconds, the code will change. You understand? Whether I use that code or not, the code will change in few seconds. You understand? That is another layer of security for your AWS, which is important. And you know that if anybody should get hold of your credentials, your email and your password, and logging into your account, they can use it to mine Bitcoin, and AWS will come and owe you. They'll use it, set up mad infrastructure and use it to mine Bitcoin. AWS will come and owe you. Whether the person is making money with this thing Bitcoin is mining, that's not AWS business. So far, the infrastructure, whatever service is running, you'll be billed, and AWS will owe you, right? So when you log in, this is the interface you get, right? This is the console home, right? You see the recently visited page, right? The EC2 page, I've used that, the support page, billing page, VPC route 53S3, Cloud Shell, right? Amazon fraud detector and all that, right? So whenever you log in into any page and you come back to this particular interface, you will see your recently used this visited page, right? So from here you can see all the health of your AWS account, right? If you're having any issues, right? Notifications, schedule changes, and all that, cost and charges, you understand? So where you're seeing these services, this part here, this is where you see all the old AWS services inside there. Click on all services. This one is recently visited, right? So why these are favorites? I don't have any favorites. Okay, just Cloud 53. I don't know why I made that Cloud favorite. So why here all services? You see all the AWS services, all AWS services alphabetically, right? So that is that. Then this search box is where you can search any of the service you want to use, any resource you want to use. Maybe let's say EC2, right? You search it there, you see EC2 and the documentation that comes with EC2, you see it here. You understand? These are the documentation for EC2. You see everything related to EC2, maybe documentation, especially these are and tutorials, right? These are it, right? So this is everything here, knowledge articles as well, right? So even let me see VPC, right? So see VPC here and every other thing under VPC, right? Every other networking this thing, just few of the networking this thing under VPC, or you want to go to maybe access EKS, yeah, Elastic Kubernetes service, right? So this is how you use your search. If you don't want to go through all the list and start looking for what you want to use, just use the search bar, right? Then this other side where you have this is documentation, Cloud Shell. Then this is notification. This is support, yeah, support center, and then documentation. This Cloud Shell, right? So this is it. Shell interface, like a CLI interface, right? And this part here, this is where you have your locations, your regions, right? So take note of this, right? I explained to people that joined yesterday that you have to be very careful with your regions, right? In the sense that if whenever you log into your region, so whenever you log into your region, right, mark down your region. The region you're working with, please mark it down. And if you log in for the first time, you're seeing global, yeah, you're seeing global, please change it to the US, any of the US region. You understand? Change it to any of the US region. And take note of that. Take note of that region. Because there might be times that you log in, this region has changed, and you don't know, or you did not check, and you went and launched any of the resource. Then you finish setting up everything, then you log out, you check everything is working, and you log out. You log in again, maybe the next day, right? And you see that maybe the region changed automatically. You'll be looking for those resources. You will look for them. You understand? So these regions are just like, okay, this is, let's say maybe this US is one, is Aba. This US is two, is Akwa Ibom. This other one is Ibadan. This third one is Ibadan. This down one is Abuja. You understand? So this first one is Aba. I'm in Aba now, and I went to build house there. I went to build house, build everything, pull cars, put everything. Then the next day, I now go to Aba or Akwa Ibom. I'll be looking for my house that I built. Is that possible to find? Can you find that house there? You cannot. You won't find that house there because that's not where you built your house. That's not the location. You have to go back, go look for where the location where you build your house. You understand?
Okay, so if I understand you rightly, so the location is more like a folder, I mean.
You can put it that way, but just understand it with the narrative I'm giving based on you have Aba, you have Akwa Ibom, you have Abuja, Ibadan. Then you go to Abuja and build a house, whatever house, whether duplex or 20-story building or a big estate, whatever, right? You understand? You establish a lot of properties there. Then you left. The next day, you went to Akwa Ibom and be looking for those houses you established, you built in Abuja. Is it possible to find the house? It's not possible. You can't find it there. You can't find it there. So it happens. Sometimes you will log in into your AWS and you won't know that your region has changed. You won't know. So it is important to mark down. Always take note of your default region, your chosen region. Take note of it. You understand? And do not change your region and say you want to try this other region today. Tomorrow you want to try another region. AWS will be you. There will be some regions that are expensive than the other. Do you understand? Especially this Asia, they are expensive. So these other African countries that are closer to us, I would have used. It's not possible because this is a free account. You understand? They max it out. You understand? So just stick with US. Any this in US. Any of these four this in, just choose one and stick with it all through. You understand? Since you're doing a free this thing and you just for testing, you're practicing, doesn't really matter. Just choose US. Leave all this Asia and this thing, and just choose any of the US and use, right? So even when you have users, you create users, maybe you create user, you have other users in your accounts, always tell them to use your region, deploy in your region, the default company region. That is where we are working with. You are not working with a different region, please, guys, because most maybe you create a user and your user went and deployed in Ontario, that is Canada, right? And you have other people deploying inside California. You have another developers working in Europe, Frankfurt. Why? Why are they doing that? Everybody should just work with one location. Everybody should work with one location, right? So I hope you all understand that.
Yes.
Okay, this one is just your account settings, your accounts, your accounts, organizations. If you want to set organizations, security credentials, and all that, right? So on your billing dashboard. I'm already recording. It's trying to record. So this is where I set up my MFA, right? So this is how you set up your MFA. You can see assign MFA device. Once you click on this, yeah, I set up a third layer for my DCN. So you give your device name. You can name it anything, maybe Techno, Apple, Samsung or whatever. Then choose what method. Me, I'm using app authenticator app. Let's say I choose maybe I choose AWS. Let me see Samsung, AWS, right? Sorry, I don't want to correct that. Just leave it like that. So I'm using authenticator app. Then you click next. Then